friends. It's Jennifer from the patio, working in the farm journal where even the weeds bloom in red. Hello. I'm just continuing through. We have done quite a bit in the first signature of 3, and it's starting to get kind of bulky, and so I wanted to move to the second signature and even maybe the third, just to get some things put in. It looks like we're going to have to keep things a little flat. But today I'm making just some cards to put in these 2 little tucks, these little side tucks. And so I'm going to use 65 pounds. Sorry for the glare and the shadow on there, but it's rainy, and so I had to turn on the top light, and it just is what it is. I mean, I could try to move it, but it would probably, you know, kind of mess up. But anyway, I'm going to use 65 pound cardstock that's coffee dyed. I was going to use 110. I think it might be just a little bit too much for this, which we don't really need a whole lot. So as far as poundage, because, you know, it's good. Okay, so this from the edge of the page to here is about 5. So I want it to come about right there. That way I can slip it in and out fairly well. So I'm going to say 4.5. And this is an 8.5. You know, it's the journal's 8.5 tall. So we're going to go ahead and go with about... I want it to fit snug, so let's say, but these are kind of the glue on that. I'm gonna say 7 3/4. 7 3/4 by 4.5. Okay, 7 3/4 by 4.5. I have to tell myself 7 3/4 by 4.5. Let's just cut the 4.5, and we have 2. We have one on one page and one on the other. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those down first. So let's just do the 2 4.5s. Get those going. I'm just continuing to just work in this so that I can do other things. And that way it's not lingering. This would be a good belly band. And, 7 3/4. This is 8.5. I'm going to have to mark it. So let me get a pencil. 7 3. I was just, you know, working away this morning. It's rainy, and I thought, you know what, let me bring you along. And that way you guys can see what I'm doing. And it doesn't have anything to do with the paper or anything. You can craft along with me to make cards. You can make your own side tuck. You don't need anything. And let me just tell you what I did. And then you could even make one. This is I think it was 4, so it's going to be 4 inches wide. And then I believe it's just the page. So if you're, depending on what your journal is, this is 8.5. I just did it 8.5 by 4. And then I scored it down the middle. And you could use any paper you want. You could just use a file folder or coffee dyed 65 pound cardstock. You want it to be a little bit robust, just so that it's going to handle the in and out of the card. And then on this one, I just did a little scallop, you know. So, and that's what we're going to do on this side, is I got my little trusty punch. This is my favorite punch, and I don't have a whole lot of them, but let me count how many I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6, and some of them tend to be have too many holes in it, and then they're kind of fragile. And so I love this one because it just gives a nice little scallop with some little diamond holes in it. And so I'm going to do that to the edge of this page right here so it looks so pretty. So let's do that real quick. And some of this stuff is just going to have to be a little bit plain because we are at the brink of, in the journal, of just it's getting full. Let me just tell you, it's getting full. Okay, I'm going to try to center this here. Let me do this. Let me center this first. In between these, and then I can center it in here. That doesn't look centered. It's centered here. There, that's better. I just do better when I start with a center. A center, not a center, but a center. Not going there, are we? Okay. Let me see if I got, nope, not quite. You just, look, I got a double hole there. That's what happens sometimes whenever I do this, because I don't bring it out far enough, and then it ends up punching. I'm just going to cut that. I am just going to cut that, since it's going to be ornery. It's a little ornery. Okay, there you go. I just think that'll add a little bit of interest to the page. And like I say, I'm getting towards the end, so I want to be very strategic on where I put bulk in it, because I don't want it to be so big that it's gaping, because it's laying pretty flat right now. But I think what's doing it, and I actually had this cute little lantern hanging on one of the pockets here. Actually, it was right here. I made a little tag, and then I just put some little pieces of paper on here in a tag, and then I hung that from it. It was just too much. It was not going in or closing. And so I was like, I can't, and then I'm putting all these brads in here. I love this one. So it's just bulky, and I put this in here, and I put the farm, and then I just put a little saying, even the weeds blooming red here, and I love that. And then on the back is just that. So, it's got a lot of stuff in it, so I have to be careful. I do not want a gator mouth. I want it to be, I mean, it might be just inevitable, but we can try. It can still be really pretty and good without being too crazy. Okay, so we have that. So let's ink this up. I've just, been working, and I love this kind of weather, but my dog does not. So I had to kind of babysit him a little bit this morning, because he just doesn't like it. I don't know about you, but as he's gotten older, he's gotten kind of babyish. I mean, he doesn't like the rain, he doesn't like the thunder, and he does not like the lawnmower when my husband comes home and he starts to, he's going to go out and mow or do something or get the weed eater out. Or on my back patio, I have three crepe myrtles that he calls it throwing up on the patio. Your crepe myrtles threw up on the patio again. And I'm like, well, I can't help it. I even cut them in February because they were really tall, and I cut them down real short, almost 6 feet. And now they're beautiful, and I'll have to take a picture and show you. But so, and I said, well, you won't have to worry about it this year because they probably won't, be back. Well, they're back, and they're in full bloom, beautiful, beautiful. And so but anyway, he has to go out on the patio pretty much every day and blow it off. And so Bubba just freaks out. He just does not like it. And he just starts banging things around and wants to be by me. I think that's cute just the way it is. And you know what I could do? I have all of these. I say all, but I have some things that are flat that I could add to here just for as a little different. I have this one, and then I have this. And I kind of like this one. Just to put something on it. I kind of like that. Let's do that. You see, it doesn't have to be something, you know, outlandish. It could just be something simple that just, you know, adds a little bit to it. Okay. And this one, these are kind of old, but they work great, but you just have to peel the back off. And now whether or not it still adheres, I have no earthly idea, but we can try. I still like to put just a bead of glue down it just to hold it. Let's see what that does. Oh, it's sticky. Okay. It's a sticky. I still want to put a little bit of glue down it, but you know what I think I'll do? I think I'll just run it over my UHU glue stick, and then that way it'll... I know everybody does this, so just put your little finger there. I'm trying to get that in. Push it up. And then I just put my thumb on it gently, and then I just hold it down while I rub it through the glue. That's all you got to do. Rub it through the glue. Okay, I'm going to turn this around so I can see. You know what? Let's go over the holes. So I don't really think that's necessary to have them. It's okay if we cover them up. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay, and then I'm going to snip off the ends. Yeah, I was looking in my stash last night to try to find just some fun things that are flat that would go with the farm journal, and so I pulled those out, and I just have some blackbirds, and you know, that one is pretty too. I just need just a few things here and there. I kind of like that. How about we put that on it? Let's do it. And they're sticky. But you can't trust them. No, no, no. Do not trust them. So, I'll put a little bit of I want them coming down. I like it. See? Look at that. That's just perfect. It's decorative and subtle, and I could always put a sentiment of some sort there. I have a few left. Actually, it's a black one too. Let's look and see. I have several of the black ones. I have Time Slows Down Between the Barn and the Breeze. Dust in Your Boots, Peace in Your Soul. An Old Tree, A Wide Field, Everything I Need to Feel Free. I think I love that one. Yes. And I am just going to put all my... You can't leave them open. You just can't do it. Okay, I'm going to ink this. I already have it inked with some black soot, but I'm just going to put a little bit of vintage photo on there just to... That's good. That looks good, just like that. See, sometimes you just need subtle, just something just to add to the page, but not anything that, you know, as elaborate. Because I tell you, I can just go all out. But then these things are just going to be like gator mouthed. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't want this one to be that way. I didn't want it to be that way. Okay. And I want to show you what I found too. I found last night as I was digging through my stuff some cool tags. And this one's paper, so this one, but it's felt. And I thought, ooh, that one would be nice because it's flat too. So I love that one. These are really pretty, but they are heavy-duty cardstock, so that won't work in here. And then there's a red one. These are heavy-duty, but look at this paper one. It matches so perfect. So I'm going to keep that out. And then I love this. It is fabric. And I don't know why the white part of that is kind of sticking out a little bit, but I guess it's the way they sewed it. But I can always ink that up. But I put a black one. I think I put a black one back here. Let me see if I did. No, actually, I think I put it in the back. I put it somewhere because I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stick that in because it just looked good. There it is, right there. And what I was going to do, isn't that pretty? But you can't do anything with it. You can't write on it. You can't do anything. But I love it. And so I thought I would put something, maybe not necessarily this either, but I was thinking about cutting this right here and just putting that there. And if you wanted to write on it, you definitely could. And so then it would just go in like this. But isn't that pretty? Yeah, I think that's pretty. But once again, when you have grommets in, it just bulks it up. But that's okay. I mean, that is okay. I could actually put this one in here too. And then that way you could write on the back. And I could just ink that up. And I'm going to redo the ribbon because the ribbon is kind of flat from being in the package or whatever. And this is from some stash that I received from my sweet high school friend, Miss Lisa, which I've talked to you before. She called me a couple of weeks back and said, I got another haul for you. And so I went over and I have to show you guys because I'm telling you, it was just so much. And anywho, she's just fabulous, but she's getting out of this whole, you know, scrapbooking or whatever. I told you she's doing quilting and other things. She's an artist. She makes jewelry, quilts. She's doing quilts right now. And she makes beautiful quilts. And she makes those cool shirts that are made out of flannel and blue jean and all of that are real popular. Anyway, she's just very talented. So she's getting out of the scrapbooking. So she just is like, I don't need all this. And so she was so generous. And what a blessing. But anyway, so I was going through that and looking for things that I could put in here. Okay, so there's that. So now we need to put this one over here. And because it already has a scallop, I'm not sure we need to do another one. I think I'm just going to round the corners, ink it, and then figure out some kind of fun embellishment that I can put on the top. And I'm not sure what that's going to be yet, but we will look. I mean, that's what I'm here. I'm just working. I'm working in my journal, and I'm just creating as I go. And I'm taking you along, and I hope that you don't mind coming along, and it's, you know, something you can put on and listen to or watch, and, you know, while you're working or while you're crafting. And I hope that, you know, maybe some things that I do inspire you. I know that when I watch other creators, I get inspired. So I hope that I am able to do the same. And, you know, the thing is that there's nothing new. I mean, I did make the grungy bird, which I think was a new concept. I have not seen it anywhere. And so, but every once in a while, we'll come up with something new, and which is awesome. But most of the time, it's the same things that we put in here. It's just the paper and the embellishments that make it all different. So, okay, I love the black, so we could put something here as well. And I do have this, and I really like it. And I wonder if it'd be too bulky. But wouldn't that be cute, as you know, to be on the edge like that? Let's just look and see. Let's just look and see. I do have some black ribbon. I have lots of black ribbon. Let me look and see what I got here. Let me see what I got here. I think this is tacked down. I don't know how it's attached to this. It looks glued. It is, okay. It's glued down. Well, that's not gonna help me much, is it? Okay. It has a glue dot on it. Wow, okay, that's pretty strong too. That's a strong glue dot. I don't think it was supposed to come up on the... Honestly, it's okay because I'm about to glue it down. Okay, let's see. Let's see how much we need. It doesn't even have to go the length of it because I rounded the corners. I could just put just a little piece. Let's just do that. Let's just cut a piece and then put it in and then center it. We don't have to have it the whole length of it. Okay, let's do this. Is that okay just to have just a little something? I mean, it's bulky, but I'm trying to think if I need something on the edge. Something on the edge. Do I need anything? Can it just be plain like that? I mean, sometimes I feel like we feel like we have to put so much stuff on everything. Maybe this isn't the right thing to put on there. Let me look. I just love these little, you know, blotches of black in here. The black and the red. Nothing wrong with it. One thing I do have, that's why it's so important to know what you have, because sometimes we forget what we have, and I was in my mind, I was thinking weed, and then I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right. We could do weeds, then that might sound a little bit more appropriate, right? These are pretty flat, but they're decorative. So we got a W and an E, and it's all in here, believe me. I've got all kinds of letters in here. We just have to find the right ones. Sometimes I have to throw them out on the table. So I need a D and an E, a D and an E, and a D and an E. Okay. And an S. Oh, there's a D. Did you see it? Show did. And an S. Now I need an E. Another E. Do me right now. Do me right. So I don't have to dump this out somewhere. Oh, I saw an E, but it was a different. It was a there. Okay, now whether or not, I don't know how we gonna do this, but wouldn't that look cute though if it was hanging off this? You know? But then it wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to put it in there. Let's see how long this would be on here. I need it to be out here. Now, I could do it to where I don't put the card all the way in. And then I can just do this. Because they are weeds. And you know what I could do is I could sew these in. That would look really, really cute. Just sewn in and then knotted on the end. What do you think? Too much? Too much? Remember, I'm just playing here, so I'm going to put that at the top because I just think that would be good. I'm just trying to think, and I'm okay with the card just, you know, because I just want it to be, you know, pushed in enough. It doesn't have to be shoved all the way in. It could be just like that. And I don't want it to go like this because it has the holes in it. So I will tell you, and let me get my basket. I think I have some more stuff that might work. Let's look. I have a basket of goodies. Okay. For one, I have all these brads, which I think are fabulous. But none of them would go with this. Okay, so I have all of these little doodads that you can put down. But these are hearts, and don't think this would be a good heart thing. Now, these are cute, and they're brads. They're silver, but I think that might be okay. And then these are like little letters. Ooh, look, look, look. Oh, see, they have holes in them too. I have hearts, some more brads. I love these big white ones. Ooh, I may have to change that other one out and put that one in. That's pretty. And then I have these, which I could string and then put on. And then, ooh, I have these. I wonder if there's, I don't know. Let's keep looking. I have these. These are very heavy. I have these cute things. I don't know. I have these, which are like a blue, like a transparent blue. Some more hearts, so that'd be a no. I love these. Let me show you these. They're just so cool. I know we're getting off here, but I just think they're so cool. Look at that. And I'm going to have a project with that, but you bead them through the sides and then attach them. Look at that. They're so pretty. I say pretty, but those are cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, and then I have lots more of these, and I could definitely use those, but they're so big. They're so tall, and I think that's going to be an issue. I might look at these because they are thinner. Okay, so what do you think of all that business? Lots of stuff. And I really do like these too. But I don't know how silver would look. What do you think? Do you think silver would look okay or no? I mean, I just think gold would look better. Excuse me, I had to take some coffee. Okay, so I don't know. I kind of liked this, but that doesn't mean I can't use it later. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. And then I'm going to... We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And I just don't think that would look good. So I'm just going to say no on that. Put that back in my stash. And then let me see if I even have enough that I could even spell out. Some of these letters were already used. So I might not have enough to do what I want. There's an F, but no E's. I don't see any E's, my friends. I have one. Do you see one? There's one. Then I won't be able to use, I wouldn't be able to use any because I'm using all of the E's in here. There's a, no, I need a D. A D, my friend, a D. I don't see, oh, there's one. Because these are thin and that might be better. And then I could just... It's just so hard because I want to do, but it's going to be so bulky. Bulky, bulky. I don't know. I kind of like the wooden ones because they're not shiny. But, okay, I'm going to use the wooden ones and it's going to be bulky. I don't know. We're going to wait on this. I also have these. Where did I put the other one? But look, these are cool. And I could do something with that. So I'm going to put that aside with that. For now, we're just going to move on because I've just got more stuff that I need to do. But we are going to look at something like that. So let me put my stash back up because it will go flying if I don't. Okay. So we have that. So we have that. So it's subtle. We have this. And then I'm kind of okay with just having this in here. But I do want to change this ribbon out. Or at least tie it to where it looks different. What do you think? I keep asking what you think. But... okay, let me... I like that look, but I just also like it when you push it in. Uh-oh, hopefully I can get it back in. It's kind of a small hole. I have my tool here. Let's see. We'll just stick this in. And then I'll work it out. Okay. I just like this look where it comes over like that. I like it better. And then once you have that, then you can just tie a little knot in it and then that way it stays. But at least it just has a little bit of something on the front. I like it. And then I'm going to just chop these little things down because it doesn't need to be that tall. And then we'll just put that in. It's simple, but it's pretty. I love the black. Okay. So now with this, I really want to do like a... I keep putting so many pockets in. Maybe I just need to put some... I have another one of these in here. But I don't want to put anything bulky. I have 110 pound cardstock. Is that what this is? Let me see. Maybe that. I'm going to lose my paper. Okay, I think that's this. And I think I'm just going to stick it in here. And then that way it's just a basic background. And I don't need anything special. So I need that to go there. And then I need this to go about here. I want to kind of cover that up. And I want it to be the length. I do. And I probably don't need 110 pound for this. I could use 65 pounds. But it'll make it feel, I kind of like this. Center it. Those go down just fine. And these are squared, but I kind of want this to be, and you know what? I'm not going to do round. I think I'll do something different, and I'll tab the edges. Do something different. Okay, those all flew at me. Okay, so you know what we have to do? We have to ink. So let's just get that out. And I'm going to have my desk full again of everything that I possibly could be using in this journal. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to, and I didn't do it, but I'm going to set for 30 minutes just so that, because I know we've probably already been going for a little bit. But isn't it fun to craft together? I'm glad to be sitting with you and just crafting. So I appreciate you sitting with me and watching, and hopefully watching all the way to the end. It just helps with the old YouTube algorithm, unfortunately, but that way my videos can be pushed out there for other people to see. And so I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing that and watching and liking and commenting and all of the things, and subscribing. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet and you like what you see, because I have lots of fun things coming up. Okay, let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to glue it down. I'm just going to glue it down. It is what it is. I can't get too crazy with the bulkiness. Now, I will tell you that I didn't want to just put all the bulky stuff in the first signature and then have it boring for the rest of the journal. So I've put a few things in already in the second signature and the last one, the third one. So, whoops. Oop, that went on the floor. Okay, so I want this to go in between here, but I want it to be even enough. I think I need it over just a little bit more. Yes, so that closes good, and this closes good. I think that might be just a little bit, just a hair. Look, I got little things coming off of me. Probably could have. I may have to bend this one a little bit more. Okay, so that is good to go. And that's a fun little writing spot right there. Okay, one thing I do need to do is I need to ink these. And I think the very last thing I'm going to do, but I won't do it on video, is I will go through and stencil and add all of those little things, and then I can just have a flip through. And then I think I'm just going to put this on my Ko-fi shop and just see, you know, somebody might want to buy it. And I'm going to, this will lay down be, you know, once the journal is, but I'm going to kind of train it just a little bit to go out just a hair more. Just a little bit. Kind of got it just a little bit. If I can push it that way. I put a little piece of Velcro on the other one, but when you lift it up, you'll see it. Now, as long as I put it here, but then it's going to be here. So I kind of prefer it not to be. Okay, so that, yes, that is plain, but I can come back with something, and I'm okay with that because you're not going to see it anyway. It's going to be like that. It's going to be more for journaling. Okay, so this is pretty much, you know, that's pretty much done. Now, the other thing is I do have another card that I could stick in there that is that other size. Yeah, there it is. Because I don't like that one being tall like that. But this was the same as that. I think that's why I didn't do it. But, I don't know. I may cut another one out. But I just kind of like that. Just like that. Okay, so there's that. Let's just keep moving. And I already have this in here. This is the little circle that goes in these. And I like that. I only need one more small thing right here. And guess what? This little tag can do the trick. It's just a little added something to that. And then this is a flip up. And I love that you flip it up and then you see this. And you know what would be pretty is one of these birds or whatever. But they're kind of big for this. But I know I do have some more birds. Okay, so let me get my pen that fell on the floor because that's very important. For one, that way I'm not stepping on it. And for two, you know, old Art, he just doesn't see. It's already like, it's already gloopy. Is that the word? Gloopy? I'm making stuff up, y'all. It's raining hard again. It has literally been raining all morning. I am A-okay with that. I went outside early at about 6:15 and took all my plants on my patio. So I have a lot of pot plants, you know, that are in big. And I pulled them all out to make sure that they all got some drink this morning. And believe me, they're getting some drink, that's for sure. Okay, so I was going to... I am going to just ink the edges because I know I'm going to stencil on these. I just don't know what I'm going to do. And I might do the whole, you know, tree branches again because I just love that look. And it kind of goes, you know, with the whole farm thing. So I'm good with that. I'm really looking at like filling pockets. Look at that. See how it's already bulking? Let's see what we can do back here that's fun. Okay, we have a belly band. And I really, really want to put, and I put one in every one of my journals, and I'm not going to not do it here, is I want to put a tracing paper booklet in here. So we need some, and I'm just going to do, let's see, this would be pretty. Yeah, it's kind of white. Oh, it goes like this. Let's see if I have it. If I have it, it'll go in like this. And I kind of like it like that. I like it. I like it. I mean, use what you have. It's already cut. It's a piece. It's a remnant. We're going to do it. Gonna do it. Let me see how far that glue goes down. Okay, so about right there. So I'm going to bring it down to here. I like having a tracing paper because it's thin. And can I see that? Right there. It's thin, but it adds space for you to write. Because you know I like the whole writing thing. Keep this because I can use that for something. Okay, so I'm wondering if this is going to be... It'll be okay. It's thin, but it's going to be okay. So let me get some tracing paper and my trusty little box over here. And I'll just grab. I love this tracing paper. It was my grandmother's. It is old. She was an artist. And I love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to be so sad when it's gone. I mean, it was probably 4 inches thick. It has a beautiful cover on it. And I think I'm about this much through it. So I've got a ways to go. But I love to use it because who doesn't like to just, you know, write on tracing paper? I don't know, I do. Okay, so let's do... I think I'm going to be okay with that. I'm going to cut this little edge off. Let me see how tall this is. Look at that, 6.5. So let's do 6 1/4. And I'm going to try to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we fold it in half, there'll be 8 pieces in here. And if that's too much... then that's too much. It is what it is. This is a little bit bigger than the page, but I'm okay with that because it will cut it all the way down. So 6 1/4. That's probably about right here. If I'm a little shorter, I'm okay with that too. And then I'm going to, this is, I think this is a little over 7. So 7 and let's do 7 1/4. 7 1/4. I have a 7 marked on here. I am so sorry. I was not in. Okay, there's 7. So I'm just going to do a little bit bigger than 7. I don't want it all the way to the edge. And I keep these. I use them. I do. Okay. And then I'm going to get my stapler because I need to have that. Okay. So I'm going to fold this in half. Is it going to be perfect? No, but it's going to be close. It's going to be close. I'm just going to really bring that down. So when I open it up, it's going to keep that shape. Same for this one. Okay. I saw you trying to move. Don't be trying that. Look at that. It was trying to move, y'all. We don't have time for that. You need to get yourself on down. Get straight. Okay, so this is the front. That's going to be cute. Okay, and then this goes inside. Look at that. Okay, before I do anything, I got to ink. I'm sorry, I got to ink, but I also am going to... Oop, not that. Almost made a mistake. I want to have rounded edges. Let's just round these. I have to bang it because they get stuck in there. Unless they go flying. Okay, put those on the floor. Okay, let's ink the inside. And this is printed on Epson Presentation Mat, 27 pounds. So it's not paper, you know, it's not like copy paper. It's a little bit sturdier. So it's going to be fine. And I'm going to just ink the inside. And I'm going to ink the outside. I hope that you're enjoying this little series. I know it gets boring because you'll look at the little thumbnail and go, oh, Jennifer's working in the farm journal again. But it's just fun because that's what we're all doing. We're working in a journal or something, making cards or whatever. And so, yes, I'm making ephemera for that journal, but I'm still making ephemera. And so it's still fun and different. And so, hope it's not boring to you. Okay, there. And then I'm just going to snip these little edges off. Yes, I am. And I'm holding it gently because I want it to keep its own shape while I do that. So I'm not forcing it to. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm just going to open it up, and I am going to turn it over and put it in my stapler, and hopefully it's centered. And I'm just going to I might put 3 in it, but that's if I can actually get it to be centered. I'm doing so good so far. Look at that. We did it. We did it. It is perfect. Okay, so see, fun. I love that. Little tracing, just something to have extra writing. And yes, this is more of a white and that's a cream, but look how that just sits perfectly just like that. I love it. Okay, so there we go. Let's moving along here. I have another one of those double pockets, which means we have to put some more journaling cards. I'm not going to use 110, ladies and gentlemen, because that's just too much bulk. So I'm looking to see where my pages are. I have this piece, which that's pretty. Let's just do it. Okay, did I say I was going to use the black one for that other? Or did I not use it? Oop, these don't fit. Oh, you know what I do have? Is I have this red one. Pardon my arm. I have this red one. That one would go nicely here. Not really, because it doesn't fit. And if I put it all the way down, it's going to be like that. You know, I just love it. Let me see if I have any other pockets that I could put something in. There's a booklet, and then there's another belly band, and then I'm going to have to put some stuff in here. I need to put something on there because that is ripping. I'm going to have cards in there. There's one. I could put that there. Yes, I could put that there. Perfect. Okay, so we don't really have a whole lot left. I think we can probably get that done. And this I can put in here. Yes, just like that. So now all we need is something here. Okay, so, and black. Wouldn't black be pretty? Because that would just, I do have black cardstock. So maybe I could just make like a tag with some black on it. And, or maybe even like a black little booklet of some sort. Okay, see, we're just moving along and I'm just crafting and making stuff up as I go. And let me get all my black cardstock out here. I have a big piece and a piece. I think that's 65 pound. That looks like 110. I do not want to get any new paper out because I need to use what I have. So I'm just going to pull it all out and see. There's some sturdier pieces. Because it doesn't need to be too... Yeah, there's one right there. Okay. We got it. We're good. Put that there. I just like black. I think black would be nice in there. So let's see what this does. Okay. This is heavy. This is heavy. This is not. This is heavier. But these are perfect because they're just short and I like it. Okay. Let's see how wide they are, because I have my, let's see if they are 2 and just a little bit. I'm going to cut them down to 2. Let's cut them to 2, and I think this is, I want to cut it, sorry about that. I'm going to cut it on the edge that, oop, I want to do this one. Let's take it down to 2, then we can stick it in the 2.5. Sorry, 2.5. I was like, that's too small. I just need it to be just a hair off. That's all it was just a little sliver here. And then maybe I'll do this one, I can do it too. And then that the way they'll just stagger a little bit. And then this is 4, so I'll take it down to 3.5. Just so they look different. And then I've got brads and all flat brads and all kinds of things we can put in here. So these will be different, but they'll still look like tags. How fun. Okay, see? Then I could stick those in there. I just love the black. Let me throw those away. Let me keep these 2 little dots to put in my little sprinkle thing. I'm going to take the edges off of these because I don't like them to be so stark. Okay. And the black pulls in from over here. And you just have to have 2, you know. And maybe I'll put the tall one up here and then the short one over here. And you know what I could do? And I was just looking over here to see what I had. I have some of this, and I think that's what I'm going to do. This was 3.5 by 2. Let's just make one that's this color, and then that way it'll be, I could even make it out of this. Yeah. It's a 2 by 3. So let's do 2. I'll make it taller. I'll make it taller. That way it'll stand out on that side. Look, we are just making things up as we go. We are making it up as we go. Love it. Well, that's what we do anyway. But I'm just making it up as we go. I'm with you. When I'm by myself, it's one thing. But we're hanging out together, you and I. So we are crafting together. And I love that. I love it to have somebody to craft with. I really do. I wish that I could, we could be together in the same room crafting, which we are actually. It's just that we're just not conversing. But I think I'll do some lives pretty soon. You know, I'm going to do all kinds of things. I just started on this channel and I'm loving it, but I have so many things I want to do. I'm going to do memberships so that we guys can talk, and you'll get you sign up for a membership level and you'll get a journal every month, and one that I make, and I just think it'd be awesome. Of course, I would only be able to take so many because, you know, making a journal takes a long time, as you well know. Okay, so what can we do here? Now, I do have these that are just kind of like a bronzy. I have all kinds of brads, you guys. You know I do. And I made that hole's really big. So, one thing I might do is we're going to do a grommet in here, and then I'll put something there. How about just a hole reinforcer that I've inked up that's black. And then that way it looks polished and finished, and I'm not going to have as much bulk. And on my grommet, I'm only going to do one portion of it. not the top and the little bottom thing. I'll just do this. But these are, if you notice, these are really long. It has a lot of bulk. And I guess it's, I mean, I love them. These are my favorites. I tell you that every time. They're made from Craft Me More. And I love them. It's all I use in every color. So, but I tend to stick to this color. Okay, you know I have to bring it to me. And I also needed to check that because I think the last time, I need a new one of these, y'all. Look, I just bent my tag. It's just, they don't, perfect. Okay, let's just see. Oh, yes, yes. That goes down a little bit, and then that'll go up. Okay, see, and then it's just kind of polished. I might put this one here. Tall, and then smaller. Yeah. More real estate, gives you something extra. You can write on the back. Now this you could write on with a gel pen. Okay, and those are fine, you know, just the way they are. I think we need to have some elaborate pages and then just some simple ones. This is our flip out booklet, and I really like it. The one thing is I wanted to put something on the edge so that it would cover up the white. And I kind of want to stencil it, but not too much. Not too much. And of course I have to use these that are tall because I have the brick one. I don't really care for that. The one I always use is the splatters. And I think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to do it. Okay, so we're just going to do a little bit on the edge just to give it some color. And let me get my booklet that I use for everything and put it underneath. Just so it doesn't get on there. And then here's my little tool that I use. And then I'm just going to come in from the side. That looks good. I don't want it all over. I just want it just around, maybe around just the edges for now. Just around the edges. Let me switch this to be over here. Can you see me? I'm sorry. I'm just crafting away like... I didn't forget you were in the room, but I kind of forgot you were in the room for just a second. Just a second. Okay. I'm okay with that because it doesn't need to have... It doesn't need to be overwhelming with that. Just enough to... So also when I close it, it has just a little bit... I might get to a little darker on this side. Just a little darker. I think that was the thing. Yeah, okay. I mean, it was just a little bit, but yeah. I think it's more that it's like right here and here. Maybe I'll just do just a dot. I'm trying to look and see which way I had it. Okay, it needs to be right there. Okay, and right there. Even if it's just a couple of dots, I'm okay. I just need some dots. Yes, that's it. That's what I needed. So that way, when you look at it, it's not like, oh, stark white or whatever. So let me just take that in from the edge a little bit. We don't want it to be just stark white. So we're just going to take it down a notch. Okay, there it is, writing space. Okay, let's see what else we have. Belly band. Let's see how thick it is. Good Lord, see? It's starting to come up now. It's the grommets that I put in, but that's okay. I mean, it is what it, at least it's not like, wow. But I do have that to put in. And then we have 2 cards that we're going to have to put. Nope, just 1. Okay, we have that. So 1 card here. I did do a Matchbook here, and I love that. And I wanted to do a bigger one to go in one of these little areas. But you have to put in grommets. And I'm trying to think what I could put in that would hold it. You know what? I think that it would be fun to put one in. And I think I'll put it upside down. Okay, where is this paper? Let's do... It's going to have to go long ways. So I'm going to have to... Let's just make something up. I mean, let's just do it. Let's just make something up. Okay, I'm at my 30 minutes, so this is the last thing I'm going to do. So we're going to do this, and then I'm going to let you go. And then I'm just going to finish it and do all the embellishments and all the things off. And I'm going to fold this in 11, 8, let's do... 2 inches should do it. I'm going to do 2. So let's do 9. And then I'm going to fold it. So I have 9 left. So it's going to be 4.5. So I need it to be 5 in order to fold down into here. Because it's going to be a 1/2 inch that's going to fold into that. Okay, so I'm going to just... fold it, and then I can cut it how big I want it. Sometimes I do things backwards because of the way I don't have to get Big Bertha out, and I can just use Timmy. Oh, Timmy! And I think I'll do... It's going to be bulky, so I'm thinking... right there. Let's see what that is. In from there. I'm going to do 4. I'm going to do 4. And then this is going to bend like this. Oh, I did it way too... I should have done it the opposite. It should have gone like this. Just a hair. But guess what? That crease is on the back, and I'm okay because you can't even see it now. Okay, so there you go. That's what I'm going to do. But now it's not square. Why doesn't it want to be square? You're square. No, you're square. Well, we'll fix that, won't we? I'll fix you. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to put our grommets in, and I'm kind of losing some real estate, but I probably did it a little bit too high. You know what? I have that other, well, no, I'll just do this. Okay. Here we go again with some Craft Me More grommets. I like matchbooks. I do. And I think they come in handy. They come in handy. You can't even see that crease. Look at that. I'll just push it down. Okay, and you know I have to bring it towards me. Oh, good Lord, have mercy. I see people that have those really hefty ones. Oh, and that is maybe what I'm going to have to go towards, since I'm just, sometimes you lose your strength. Your strength. Okay, look, see, there you go. That's going to be nice. And I could, that one's that way. Okay, look, that's going to be so pretty. Kind of looks like eyeballs. Eyeballs. Okay, I'm going to round these corners. You know why? Because I can. And I want to. Just because I can and I want to. And then I'll do the same with these, with just the medium one. And I can ink it later. You know, they do have snakes on the farm, so maybe that's where that comes in. Okay, so there's that, and then all I need to do is just put a card in there, and I might just use this last little piece that I have left over. And see, this one is really thick. I may have to do something different with that, because, and then look there. But I am going to put a closure, so I'm going to put something here, and then that way it'll kind of keep it closed. But it's not bad. It's just, I bet if I took some of these grommets out, but I mean, this one is above this one's above, and I like it that way. This one is a little thick, but that's okay. That one's not. That one's not. That one's not. I still need to make a booklet out of this one too. So when you come back next time, this little booger is going to be done, ready and done. And so I'm excited about it. So anywho, I don't know. I think it looks good. I mean, even look from the bottom. I mean, it just looks really good. But what a fun little journal too, huh? It's a fun one. Okay, well, look, thanks for coming, stopping in, hanging out with me on this rainy day. I love spending time with you, so I appreciate you. So have a good day, and I'll see you next time. And remember, you only know what you know until you know something different. Bye-bye.